Hey, wow, that's a mod that I haven't played in a long time, eh? That's right, it's Antebellum, a mod I haven't played since August of last year. This is still the pre-release version of the 1.9 Blood and Iron update for the mod. And yes, it has been in the works for a while, but last I heard, all 24 mission trees are completely done. So it'll probably release soon, but I actually have no more information than you guys have right now. A brief introduction to Antebellum for people who are unfamiliar with the mod. It started off, at least, as like a what if the Reconquista failed kind of mod, and they just kind of expanded way further out of that scope from there. Like, I probably couldn't tell you how the failure of the Reconquista is supposed to affect China, but, you know, things changed. The main point, though, is that, at least in Europe, Christianity has not gotten very far. Sure, it got most of Western Europe, Britain. It's getting its way into Scandinavia a little bit, but you can see the Christianization of the North is taking quite a little bit longer than it did in our timeline. Anyway, a lot of cool things going on in this mod. We're going to be playing as the Brandenburg Light Edition, which is this little country over here. Nordmark. I call this country Brandenburg Light because you start in the general area, you're supposed to form Brandenburg, but, you know, there's far more than that, of course. In fact, if I'm correct about this, you can go through this entire mission tree, form Brandenburg, get another mission tree, form Prussia, get another mission tree, then form Germany, and get another mission tree. So, there is quite a lot to do if you play through the entire Nordmark tree. We're not going to get nearly that far today, but hopefully we get to see at least a little bit of what Prussia in this mod is like. So, we start off in the HRE, of course. This timeline's version of the HRE is dominated by Francia. Of course, we're looking at an extension of what was basically Carolingian rule over the Holy Roman Empire. So as a result, we're shifted a little bit towards France, but that just means we have expansion opportunities in the northeast here. Unfortunately, we aren't an elector, but I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to do the whole HRE thing. It seems we're very much focused on expanding into the pagan territory in the northeast, forming Prussia, and then using that to form Germany. So we don't care much for the Holy Roman Empire itself, which is funny considering our first mission is called Protectors of the Empire. We can get started with our estate privileges. Seize land, hand out the point privileges, as I almost always do. I'm gonna go with what I call the world's most boring opener for the privileges. It's pretty much what you'd expect from most games. As for rivals, we do need to invade these guys first, and then also Veleti. And then just for the last one, I think I'm gonna go with Saxony, actually. We have a pretty specific mission where we need to humiliate a rival, and if that rival is Saxony, then, well, we get a little bonus. To kick off our conquests, we're going to need one general and at least 85% of the force limit, so we'll use the free company for that. Of course, we're also going to need a general for that mission. Bohemia, I think, would make a perfect ally. Alright, mission complete. 10% morale of armies for 20 years, plus a whole bunch of permanent claims we can use next month. Looking between our two choices to invade, we have Obertritis, who's allied up with Silesia, or we have Veleti, who has a vassal, but they're not particularly strong. Looking at the options for rewards, I think I kind of want to go with these guys. Either 100 admin and a bunch of permaclaims, or like a couple of ship modifiers. I'm kind of leaning towards the admin, so let's get started. The enemy does start with quite a few more people than you do, so gotta like hire a couple. There we go. We should be able to walk off this province to bait them onto moving into it. They are pretty relentless in attacking. It's kind of annoying, actually. Oh, look, is that another attempt to attack? Cool, that's neat. If their goal is to drain all of my manpower so I can't even siege their capital, then it's working. Please stop. Well, nothing a few mercenaries can't fix. Well, now that we've thoroughly depopulated every country involved, we can finally finish this war. On the bright side, I decided to rush the next mill tax so I don't have to deal with that again. Although, honestly, it's not even that bad. I just like to complain a lot. Yoink! Mission number 1 complete. We get some more admin points, a little bit of prestige, and a few more claims. Gonna do a little bit of debt reshuffling. I just repaid the 1% interest loans so I can take out new 38 ducat 1% interest loans. Those are more than double the size of the previous ones. So, you know, the debt actually isn't even that bad. It'll give us a little second to sell a couple titles, then see some land back. It's going to be a little bit annoying, but on the bright side, we do have to do a little bit of developing anyway in this province. And then eventually, when the Renaissance spawns, we're going to have to develop it ourselves, so it's not a big deal. No rest for the weary, especially while we have the Miltech advantage, so let's go. Alright, that'll be a full annexation as long as we can get Silesia out. Bohemia can do that. I'm just going to sit here and pillage a little. Alright, Silesia, war reps, money. Really don't care about anything else. Goodbye. And that'll be full annexation. We get 1,000 sailors, some more navy-related things, 5 barks for 0% the cost, and 1 more permaclaim on Schleswig-Holstein. Oh, okay. King's dead. It's not a bad thing necessarily, although the new duke is, he's okay, I guess. Now that Berlin is done being cored, we can start by decreasing the autonomy. Then we can throw on enforced religious unity, as well as enforced unity of faith. Also picked up a missionary guy, so we can start converting things as fast as we practically can. Boy, is it expensive, but yeah, I'll take the last jousting tournament. I will not, however, take that. Cores are done. Perfect. Right on time for us to seize some land as well. Go ahead and turn those into states. But before I core them, let's actually increase stability by 1, even though it's super expensive because of religious unity. I say money be damned, I think we're ready for another war, especially that one humiliation war we have to go with. Call in all of our allies, because there's no reason not to. Pretty simple to get Friesland out on a little bit of money, I guess. Just out of curiosity, I would like to know if doing a show strength is valid, so I'm gonna do it. If it doesn't work out, that's fine, because I made a backup save just in case. And it counts. Okay, sure, that works for me. Anyway, I've been currying a couple of favors to at least get Sweden on my side when I start this war against Denmark. I don't think we'll even be able to take Rügen, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. Just have to make sure it's very clear that I want these provinces specifically. So how about we declare for Volgas? If I can, I'd like to try and sneak these guys onto the island. Perfect. So we can take Rügen. Denmark and Sweden are gonna go battle it out in the Thunderdome, so we have free reign over here in the mainland of Europe. Denmark actually isn't even the main target, though. This is actually just a cover war, so we can attack Poland without them being allowed to call in Dresden. As it turns out, we actually do need these provinces, and while I might get these from Dresden one day, it's not gonna be today, and I don't care to fight them. We do get our first reform. These two are unique to the mod: advisor cost, monthly favor growth, max privileges. I do kind of like the development cost modifier if I were going for like a super tall game, but I'm kinda not, so I think I'm just gonna stick with curtailing noble privileges. Our war over here in Poland is pretty much done. I wonder how Sweden's doing. Yeah, they'll be fine, I'm sure. I don't want to take just a little bit of land, so even though I don't have claims on all of this, I'm sure it's fine if, you know, I take just a tiny bit more, you know? We do have a pretty decent amount of crown lands, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell these titles. It's gonna make the burghers happy enough to give us a development cost reduction, and I'm gonna use that to bump up a little bit more development in Magdeburg. Not our capital, but that's only because it has cloth, so it's cheaper. Also, it has the market town, which is also cheaper. There we go, Renaissance. Let's embrace that bad boy, because it is not going anywhere, that's for sure. Another thing I'm hoping for is that eventually we get a cardinal in this province as well, because if you have like high development, there's a higher chance of you getting a cardinal, and I would very much like to have a cardinal. And we're a great power already, nice. Now, some may say it's a little dastardly, a little conniving even, to go ahead and undermine another set of alliances, but I mean, Sweden doesn't seem like they're going to peace out anytime soon, so I might as well take the opportunity. At least Norway is super easy to beat. We'll stack wipe. And we do arrive in this province literally the day before they land, so I think we're going to be okay. As long as we have our ally to back us up, that should also be a stack wipe. Or, I mean, at least this will be a stack wipe. Okay, or maybe this will be a stack wipe. There we go. The enemy does now have military access, so I guess we should probably end the war. Fortunately, it's been long enough we've been fighting Danzig, to the point where, sure, Sweden can join in, it doesn't even matter. These guys are cooked. It's been over 25% war score, so I don't think Denmark's going to join either, but hey, I've been surprised before. I'm gonna start off by grabbing Sanctioned Dynasty. Improved relations is super important for us. New heir, but he sucks. Cool, that's cool. We're not going to disinherit until after we finish this war, though. Still need the aggressive expansion reduction. Danzig has finally fallen. Although they won't peace out because Sweden, for some reason, still thinks they can win this war, which is kind of weird. Before we take anything in this war, I think I'm gonna hand out a couple of land rights because we actually do need them. I'm gonna take the military tech ahead of time by 1 year just so we can get the innovativeness from it. Also, it's Miltech 6, super important. You know what? I could use a little bit of admin, actually. Wow, okay, never mind, screw you too. At last, it's been 5 years and we fully occupied Danzig, so full annexation is on the table. It does cause a small coalition, but nothing to be concerned about. Before I do that, though, I am going to sell a couple of titles. We get a lot of money for that. And also, it means that once we take land, we get a lot more crown land from that. So we're back up to 5%, and then guess what? We get to see some land. So we're back up to 10. Before we core any of that, though, we have quite a few missions to get through. So this one I might hold off on because it's 1 mercantilism for each center of trade, and I have yet to invade Lübeck. This mission is no problem, though. though. Minus 10% core creation cost for the next 15 years is very nice. We can use that to make these cores cheaper as well. As for the conversion, I mean, 75% cheaper Theologian would be nice, and so would the Papal Influence. However, I still kind of want to convert people, so until this guy dies, we're gonna hold off. But that's not gonna be for very long. Also, now that we're at peace, we can decrease autonomy, finally. I'd say we've kind of earned our rest for the time being. Now, about that heir. Can't forget about the loans either. Let's get rid of those 1%. We can easily take them back out, and we'll use those to repay the 4%. Well, stability is a stability, and we have like no admin, so I will take that. So remember how I said I was gonna wait to take this? Well, I lied. I'm gonna take it right now. Partly because Hansa just joined a coalition, and I have no idea how long it's going to take for them to leave that coalition. And partially because I can form Brandenburg like right now if I wanted to. So let's take that. We can go down here, proclaim Brandenburg. It doesn't actually make us Brandenburg, but it does give our current leader an additional 2 military points. Even though he's 5 military skill, but he'll become level 6, we'll get an extra 100 military points. We also get manpower until he dies, so that's kind of cool. And then when Neumark is done being cored, we can just form Brandenburg. Another free stability, well, if you insist. Oh boy, that's, okay, and why are we fighting this? Attacker against Lower Burgundy in the Upper Burgundian Succession War. Hey there, buddy. Hey, man. I really don't think that's gonna work out for you, man. No. Alright, well, form Brandenburg it is, I suppose. I imagine just because of how much you can do with the starting Nordmark missions, we probably keep these when we form Brandenburg, we just get a couple extra. Also, we can get new traditions and ambitions. I kinda like the Nordmark ideas. Or creation cost, land leader shock, war score cost, army tradition, more army tradition, AE decay. I kinda like these, but we'll take a look at the Brandenburg ones, which seem to be regular Brandenburg ones. So in all honesty, I think I'm gonna swap back. Alright, form Brandenburg. This time, we don't take the new ideas. And I was right, we just get a couple more missions, which is perfect. We do indeed control Berlin. It'll become the new capital. We get 10 years of development cost and construction cost. Probably not gonna use that, but it's cool anyway. The culture gets converted as well. Oh right, because I had to reload the game to keep the old ideas, the coalition does the diplo check, so it dissolves. Oh, well that's kind of annoying. Time to go fight people. The first age ability, I think Justified Wars is self-explanatory. Wait a second, 3 people are backing me for Emperor? Why? Why would you vote for me? Okay, whatever. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have focused on military. I mean, it has been helpful getting to Tech 6 and all that, but we need admin, like really badly. 351, I guess I can work with that. Mostly, I just don't want to end up in a personal union. Wait, we can just build this, like, for free? Seriously? Okay. Can't believe these guys have been losing battles. Gotta do everything yourself, eh? Finally, war's over. Wow, 0.45 ducats, yippee. I think what we're going to go for next would probably be like conquer Silesia, I suppose. Oh, they are allied to my ally though, that kind of sucks. How about we go for Tübingen instead? We have missions that bring us in this direction. And I would definitely like to invite Styria to join us. I think that would be a pretty good idea. See, I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna send a little bit of Diplo. Unlike somebody around here being a fake friend. I can't really annex the whole thing. That would put me in a little bit of trouble. Yoink! We can use that to reduce a little bit of the aggressive expansion we just got, plus we get some permaclaims. On the downside, we do not have enough governing capacity, so it's time to hand out some more land rights. Personally, I don't think the aggressive expansion from that last war was actually all too bad, so I think we're just going to invade Saxony. Frisia, again, we don't care. Goodbye. Saxony is a little bit of a tough one, though. See, I could vassalize them, and that would only be a small problem. Or, I could fully annex them, and that would be a huge problem. It's a tough choice. Or I could, I don't know, be reasonable and take a small peace deal. Wouldn't that be crazy? I can't core that though because we are, I was going to say behind on admin tech, but that doesn't even begin to describe the problem. Yeah, it's not going to be time to core anything. Let's just release somebody. Before the coalition gets too bad, I still want to invade Mazovia. I could probably just get my allies to do that for me. Oh yeah, it's antebellum. I forgot we have like different advisors and stuff. So minus 10% aggressive expansion impact would actually be fantastic. Way better than the improved relations guy. Lithuania is a pretty simple peace deal. We're not going to come back for a few years, so I'll just take a little bit of money in war reps. As for Mazovia, I will go with full annexation, but the main point is to release a subject, and that's gonna be Bithynia. These guys happen to have cores on the entirety of Prussia, and they don't want to spend a whole lot of admin, so they're also going to core this stuff over here for me. Let's also sell some titles, take some land back. I certainly have many loans to pay off, so Bithynia Lithuania, let's go ahead and enforce religion to start with, and you can have this stuff over here. For the tier 3 reform, I'm kind of liking the sounds of this. States governing cost minus 10%. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but then you remember, wait a minute, we have to form Prussia. And Prussia is still, even in this mod, has the minus 50% governing capacity modifier. I completely forgot about it the last time that I played Prussia, and it was extremely painful, so hopefully this time I prepare a little bit better, and that starts by taking this. Also, since I have 2 subjects, we can give the nobility strong duchies. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Maybe I'm crazy, but it feels like I've had a lot more regencies in the new update than in any previous update. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like recency bias? And recency bias is fake and not real, so clearly it's the game and not me. Anyway, how about we start that golden era? And we can pick up the first idea group, which honestly I probably should have done a while ago. I am leaning a little bit towards espionage. I feel like that's basically just my Brandenburg opener at this point, especially in this mod as well, considering we can get another 10% discount with our Diplo advisor. Glad to see the coalition's dissolving. Gives me an excuse to invade more people. I just now realized that I'm not actually allied to the Holy Roman Emperor, but I haven't been getting any requests to return territory, so I don't know if they're trying to be friendly with me or too afraid of me. Frankly, I didn't even think that was possible for the HR Emperor to not send you one of those, but cool, we can be friends, that's neat. Let's sell some more titles, take some more land back. We're pretty close to being able to pay off all of the loans, which is surprising given how many we had to take out. Glad he's of age, but like, man, that heir. Ooh, we cannot keep that. Yeah, take some swimming lessons, buddy. I can't escape it. I'm doomed to have bad heirs. Finally caught back up on admin tech. For the second idea group, probably going to be a military group. The mod does add in a couple of extra idea groups, so there's professional, imperial also, and then state governance, which is just absolutely insane. Like, it's so powerful, I almost feel bad taking it because it's like so cracked. It's admin efficiency whenever you want it. It's actually insane. But today we're gonna go with offensive ideas because I'm boring and I always take offensive ideas, but also because I really want the siege ability and discipline. Spent quite a bit of time building up a navy so we can finish off this mission. We are going to take this right now, although we're not going to be using it against Hansa yet. First we'll use it against Lithuania. We're gonna have to take out another loan, so let's just do that right now. We'll use it to repay the 1% loan that we still have, and then let's just take out some fresh loans. It wasn't easy, but we managed to grab naval supremacy over Denmark. Should be easy enough to get them out of the war. Dude, I didn't even know Smolensk was in this war, that's crazy. Well, see you later, buddy. Denmark, honestly, you're just kind of annoying. I mean, break your alliances, I guess. Well, all I want is the cores for my subject back, pretty much. I mean, money, war reps, that's nice too. It really isn't a lot of aggressive expansion, so I could take more, but I don't want to spend the Diplo on these unjustified provinces, so I'm not going to. Now, technically, we have conquered Pruthenia. The thing is, increasing the manpower in both of these areas is only going to make it harder for me to annex this subject. Not to mention they're incredibly unruly already because Britain decided to be annoying, but we should be able to fix that. Now, the real target that I've been preparing for is Hansa. I've stopped taking provinces, actually, just for this. Oh, there you go. Casually destroy their entire fleet. Nice. Styria, my friend, would you like to give us, I don't know, mil points, I guess? Yeah, that works. Wow, thank you, buddy. It's so nice having a friend that'll have your back whenever you ask for, you know, just a small token of appreciation. Well, somebody's gotten himself in a bit of a situation. Goodbye. I'm gonna annex Goslar because they're a free city. We won't really have a better chance. Well, unless I don't know, dismantle the entire HRE. That would be crazy. Who would do that? Through the power of stacking way too much aggressive expansion reduction, we can turn Lübeck into the new Denmark. And it won't even be, okay, it'll be kind of bad, but it won't be that bad. While I'm here, I think I'm also going to move the trade capital. It literally doesn't matter where. Now that we control a good part of Lübeck, we can grab a little more money. And I don't think we're going to be invading anybody for the next few years. So I think we can swap this guy for the level 3 half cost one. Oh, right. I was supposed to build a church like a long time ago here, but you know, we've been kind of broke for the past little while. We get 20 prestige, which isn't going to turn into monarch points. We get another 25 prestige and 100 devastation in Rügen. We do now have enough prestige to increase our rank to a kingdom now. I've been currying a bunch of favors because I kind of want to break this guy's alliance with somebody. Now we're at war, so yeah, that's an issue. We do need to take something away from the burghers, so I think that's going to be free enterprise. Mostly because I also want to give them land rights, and also because I want to give them bookkeeping. We might as well do their agenda as well. Now it's not too expensive to reduce inflation, and yeah, it's kind of at 11%, so probably a good idea to reduce that. I haven't really been paying that much attention to the rest of Europe, but that's a terrifying Bulgaria. How do they do this? They are 700 development. They're more development than I am, and that we start like similar, kind of. I actually don't know how they did this. I think even when I played Bulgaria, I did not go this far this quickly. All right, war's over. Let's ask Styria to break that alliance. Thank you. And war it is. Colonialism, let me guess. Andalusia? Oh, not Andalusia this time. Interesting. Lendians are kind of cringe. Just break your alliance, please. Thanks. I think this will probably do for a peace deal. It's not that much aggressive expansion, but like they are still Christians, so I can't just take the entire thing. I do need Silesia though, so I'm going to take it. All right, we get 100 admin for free. Nice. And also, once we start this mission over here, a new German Silesian culture will spread throughout the Catholic provinces in Silesia. I think I actually kind of like sustained discipline, only for the land attrition though. Even when you're being really efficient, you tend to lose like a lot of manpower to attrition, and if you're inefficient, then you're like these guys. I ended up making a few buildings in Berlin. Gives us a little bit of development, local development cost reduction, and an increased center of trade level. So that should be a level 3 now. Okay, man. Alright. England gets a free pass on being annoying because I can't reach them. You, on the other hand, and just to ensure that this doesn't happen again, I'm just gonna decrease your liberty desire. Hey, buddy. It's really not the time, you know? Well, good luck with that. I'm not really gonna help you, but okay. We've been sitting here trying to siege this for so long. Maybe on the 7th, 57% chance. Maybe on the 8th, 57% chance. Maybe on the 9th, 57% chance. Oh, okay. Wish it didn't have to be this way, but, actually, no, it's completely your fault. Yeah, this is all you, actually. Thank you. Alright, how about we actually integrate this guy now? Oh, right, we're in this war. Well, not anymore. Let's sell a few titles, take some land back. We have plenty of money. I might actually start the Brandenburg Gate, maybe? We do want to get it to level 2 before we, press this mission down here, because it upgrades it by 1. Assuming that'll allow you to upgrade it to level 3, then I'd like to save it for that. Oh, right, I guess at this point we can get rid of the heir. He does kind of suck. Anyways, coalition's pretty much gone. Simple enough to get Hydra out of the war. Same thing really with these guys. 4 reps, bit of money, that's fine. I don't really have any intentions of going into Denmark for now. We're gonna use that money plus maybe a couple of loans, and we're gonna embrace the institution, and I'm gonna start making a whole lot of courthouses. We are going to need them. Alright, next to invade. Let me go ahead and rival you. I don't really want to fight the Papal States. It feels wrong, but I mean, it's not like they're gonna break that alliance. We would need positive prestige, so that's a real shame, you know. Sorry, Pope man. And now that we have our third idea group, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up something in the admin section. Let's be honest, it's gonna be state governance. Wait a minute, it took me a second to process. Why is the Pope in the HRE? And yeah, it's because Sicily took Rome. Okay, cool. I feel like this is one of those things that should trigger like a whole event for Christians, probably, to do like a crusade to take Rome back. Maybe that's just me. It seems like it would make a lot of sense, but I mean, Rome is actually just Shia now, so that's kind of too late. It's also Tunisian. Oops. Oh, they surrendered. Okay. Well, I'll just take these over here. That's perfect for us because it means we have finished the Westphalian conquest. We lose 10 years of separatism in the North Germany region, which doesn't really mean a lot to us, but we get permanent claims, and that does mean something to me. Now we just need to invade the Rhineland. Should be easy enough. I think I could actually make a second army. This army should be more than capable of taking over the Lendians, so we'll pop this mission to give ourselves a little bit more manpower because we just spent some. We also get perma claims on the entirety of Poland. Over here on the Western Front, I think we could probably start another war. Lendians have surrendered, so we can do this, and then we can annex this much of them. I'm not gonna core that yet because, well, I'm not sure about what I want to do with Poland. See, we can finish this off pretty easily, right? Now, as long as we have Poland as a subject, we basically just get cavalry combat ability. This means all it comes down to is, do we want to release the entire Polish region as a junior partner? And I think the answer is gonna be no. I already have so much invested into these provinces. I've developed this 10 times. I've developed this 9 times. This one 12 times. So I think that's gonna be a no. And after a very long time, we finally integrated our subject, and this entire area is under our control. So we can press this button, and we can finally press this button. We can take this, no problem. Oh wow, would you look at that? We could actually, you know, form Prussia. Wow, isn't that crazy? You know, could have technically done this a really long time ago, but wait, hold up for a second. We leave the HRE if we form Prussia. That is not what I expected. I think in that case, we might be looking to finish these missions and then finish this mission, because that will supposedly either directly annex all remaining independent German countries or vassalize them, potentially. So you know what that means. We're gonna have to keep on conquering. Yoink! Styria, my ally, is being annoying again. Who could have guessed? Okay, sure, whatever. Franconia is the next country we'll go after. We're looking for a little bit of prestige now. So instead of alliances, we'll go with rivalries and war reparations. Seems our aggressive expansion is finally starting to catch up with us. Quite a few people who are going to join that coalition, but I'm sure we'll probably be fine. We can sell more titles, take some more crown land back. Wait, what? Just like that? Like no reason? Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. You changed religions. Nice. Okay. And that's apparently enough to break your alliance with us. Cool. Very cool. Reform number 3, I think we're actually going to stay Catholic this game. So I am going to take this. But we're staying Catholic for a number of reasons. One, because, I mean, you don't really see Catholic Prussia. It's kind of rare. And secondly, in this timeline, you know, it's more reasonable, I would say, for, like, the Catholic powers to try and, like, stay together. Because, you know, Orthodox is really big in the East, and Islam is taking over southern Italy and all of Iberia. So, lore-wise, you might even call that a world-building accurate decision, or role-playing. I guess most people call it role-playing. And you know, just as I say that, of course, England goes ahead and decides, nah, we're going Anglican. Like, we haven't even converted Scandinavia, it's still Norse. Actually, wait a second. Oh, that's gross. Let's just not look at that, maybe. One more time, let's sell titles, take some land back. That combination's been doing a lot for our economy. And you know what? We can start building a couple of manufactories. The coalition is also mostly dissolved, a lot of the aggressive expansion has decayed, so we're gonna go back in and hopefully grab the rest of the provinces we need for this mission. And the golden era's over, but that's okay. I think we did quite a lot with it. Pretty sure this should be the last war. Just a little bit of a coalition. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of weird. I don't actually know what's gonna happen when we do this. So let's just start by taking this, even though it doesn't give us much money. And then we apparently need to build a little bit larger of an army, so I'll just build a little bit of artillery maybe. So I'm a little nervous. I don't actually know what's going to happen. I decided to check just to make sure that the coalition wasn't going to impact who accepts or who says no to the invitation. Apparently, countries that have a lot of development are free cities, electors, obviously the emperor. They're quite unlikely to accept. Apparently, the opinion doesn't matter that much, so we should be fine. So, that being said, we're going to invite the remaining German states into a confederation with us, which means that any country that accepts will be either directly inherited or will become a vassal. I probably much prefer that they don't become a vassal, because, you know, that would kind of be a pain, but let's find out. A whole stack of events just popped. Hesden says no. Fine, we get a subjugation CB on them for 10 years. Tecklenburg says yes. Benauwert says no. Same with Bamberg, and Trent, and Regensburg, and Rottenburg, and Konstanz. Did anybody say yes, actually? Landshut, okay. That is 3 yeses, 4 yeses, 5 yeses. 5 yeses doesn't seem like a lot of yeses, but, you know, we did get a decent amount of territory, so I'm not too upset about it. At least it's mostly contiguous. And at the very least, we do get to become an empire. So we lost our government reform, but that's fine because we're about to form Prussia, which should give us our own reform anyway. We'll say yes to the new traditions and ambitions because we're playing Prussia. And we now have even more missions, and that's before even forming Germany, which actually wouldn't be that difficult. Well, we would have to probably dismantle the HRE. At the very least, we're gonna have to fight Francia, which should be fun. But, you know, we're Prussia. It's not that big of a deal. In fact, we can finish this off. And apparently we don't get the Prussian monarchy because we're Catholic. So that's probably something I'm just gonna ask to have fixed, or maybe something will change. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today because, frankly, we've done a lot. In a normal video, I would have stopped in terms of hours, like 3 hours ago. We own practically all of Germany, kind of. I mean, we still need to invade a couple of our allies, but that's not a huge deal. I would say we're pretty much unstoppable at this point. We have the most development, so we're the #1 great power. We have the second largest economy, but that could change pretty easily. I don't even need to mention the army. We're Prussia. And I haven't actually shown you all of the things that this country has to offer. There's still a few missions down here that are pretty interesting. And for this mod, Germany has its own mission tree. So once you finish all the Prussian missions, you form Germany, and you get even more missions. So to leave you off with one last thing, Yellow Prussia. Alright, that's it. Leave a like if you want to see more Antebellum on the channel. I will not continue this run as Prussia. I want to leave you at least a few things to discover for yourself. But for now, this is Corbett signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. As always, a big thank you to the patrons this month, especially Erica, Baby Cow, Lickebeca, Nick Steffel, Q-Brute, AG Forero, Quiet Guy, Sinmis 077, Torvald, Ambient Cyan, Jamie, James Levy, Luke78776, Robert Caleno, The Watcher, Rova, and Robert.